you again, Accenture Cebu, for having me tonight. So this theme is about building dreams, and all of us would have our dreams. Would have different dreams at one point in time, right? So when we were young, and then when we went to college, when we started working. As a woman, one of my dreams is about settling down, getting married. No? But let me share first. I think a few stuff about myself. I think if you are a fan, yes, a fan of my Facebook page, it's always see I put on a hashtag Happy Blessed Love Chick. It's because that is everything that I am. And to share with you why I feel that way, first and foremost, I believe I am God's favorite. Do you believe that? You should. No? So if things will go wrong, you just go back to this very beautiful truth. I am God's favorite. The beach is my heaven on earth, and that is the ultimate reason why I decided to relocate in Cebu. I love to travel and explore new places, so these are a few of my travel pictures. Not to brag, but yeah, I travel every now and then. Okay, I find joy in cooking for family and friends. I never went to a formal culinary school, but it's it's a fame to claim for me, and I enjoy doing it for my family. I am only 34, but I have 46 godchildren. And I am a devoted aunt. I have 3 pamangkins, and you'd see them mostly in my pictures, so you'd see them there. So if things are crazy at work, they are it's a time of refreshing when I see them. And believe it or not, 11 years, it's true that you can have work-life balance. Whether you will believe me, it has happened to me, and it's still happening. So these are just a few of the things. You'd see there I have a picture with my boyfriend and with my sisters and my family. So that's a few tidbits about me. I think most of you or some of people in this room would know more about me too. So let me go back to my dream. My dream is to get settled, and I am quite stubborn at that. When I was growing up, I had everything planned for myself. Like at a certain age, I should be finish from school. At a certain age, I should be working. I should be earning this much. At a certain age, I should be a manager. I should be a supervisor, and so on and so forth. And I have been so stubborn about, at this age, I will be married. By this age, I will have my first child, and so on and so forth. And then I tell you, I'm 34 and still unmarried. So it was one of my biggest dreams. And being the person that I am, so goal-oriented, I really did everything knowing that I could have it all in my power to make sure that will happen. No? So I would know how I would walk down the aisle, what music I will play, the people I will invite, how I will chew my food beautifully. Diba? Sabi nila, hindi ka nakakakain pagka ikakasal ka daw. So many things, I've had it all in my mind. And then, 2011 came. I was here in Cebu. I was supposed to get married, and then, on that day, that guy decided to say, decline. Yeah, like parang meeting invite lang. Hindi nga tentative decline. So, imagine, una accept, then decline. No? Day itself, 4 hours before my wedding. I know, right? And that's not even the worst part yet. That was my 3rd engagement. Ako lang maraming diamonds. So, that's the good part of that. But, that's how stubborn I was. And I had to be there. I had to get that. And even for the wrong reasons, wrong circumstances, perhaps even the wrong person, I had to get that. I cannot fathom the pain I was going through. It's unimaginable. It's more than getting a BPG. It's, sorry, HR. Papa, BPG is below peer group, okay? It's more than not getting your salary on the day that you expect, or it's more than not having money when salary is 2 days away. It was unimaginable. I decided to get married in Cebu. I had friends. I am based in Manila. So I had friends, my whole family had to fly in. We had about 250 guests. So you can just imagine, I don't know what was painful, like explaining to people, not knowing why it had to happen. I mean, like, come on, you say no to this? Come. So, really, right? But it was a decline to the calendar invite. When it's really painful, you couldn't cry. I couldn't cry. I don't know how to start crying. How much do I need to cry, to get over the pain? It was just unbelievable. So, a few days after, I had to fly back to Manila. The next thing I knew, Paul, my teammate, and my family were packing all my stuff. So I lived alone in Cebu. Everything, they had to decide who should get my furniture, everything. And I was even, to imagine how stubborn I was, I was even negotiating, no, I'll come back after 3 months. My family was like, no, you will go home. So I went home, and the day after I went home, that was like, when I was traveling, in the airplane, and I was thinking, Lord, why? Really, I'm a good daughter, everything. I'm a good person, I'm a good friend. I have been a faithful girlfriend. I'm gorgeous. Buti na lang, hindi ako sobrang sexy. That's 101. But really, like, how can you let this happen to me? But God's grace led me to believing that wrong things happen not because you're bad. I remember what my mom said. Sabi ko, Ma, why is this happening to me? Why? So, and my mom just said, oh, look at the cross. Jesus is a good person, but he was put on the cross. It has nothing to do about being good. And that was my turning point. I'm like, yeah, this is not a punishment. I need to pick a lesson from here, right? So, when I came home, I decided I needed help. Hindi ako pumunta sa Addict Anonymous, yung mga ganun. But I had to go through counseling. So, I told my sisters, yeah, we have a family counselor. And I said, you have to book me a schedule with him. And I need to go through counseling. For us Filipinos, to admit you need help, it's a big thing. When I talk to people, actually I'm going through therapy. What? Bakit? Ikaw pa nag-therapy? Hindi nga ikaw you'd hear all sorts of, but it happened to me 3 times. Come on, it's not the wrong person. There's something wrong with me somewhere, right? I can't be perfect, although close. So, Papa, I hope you're still proud of me as I speak here in front. Thank you. And I realized I didn't want to be a victim anymore. Like, I could start thinking, or I could keep asking questions, why did he do that to me? And up to this day, I still don't have an answer from him. Okay? So I just stopped. I said, I have to stop asking why. I have to stop asking why. So I decided not to be a victim anymore. I had to get help, and it's okay to get help. I had to humble myself, and I said, when it happened to me, I was 31, and you're 31 and you're still stuck in this bad situation. You need to get into something, you have to decide something for yourself. So I had to do that counseling, and I went through that counseling for 3 months. It was twice a week, every 3 months, and towards the end, I was already almost counseling another person, because my therapist asked me, how would you want to get out of this? What's your mission now as you go out of this room? And I said, I cannot, if I'm going to change the world, I'm going to change it one heart at a time. I said that because I realized when I was going through this, a year after, I got featured in a magazine, Women's Health. Joke. Wish ko lang. Agrikultura. Joke pa rin. So I got featured in a magazine called Kerigma. So it's the Kerigma magazine. And sorry, I don't have copies anymore. Yeah, akala mo naman gusto niya, no? But I got featured there, and suddenly my Facebook was flooding with messages from people I don't know. So apparently, my settings were in private, okay? But I think the purpose there is like, you don't know me, but you know I had to read your story to change the things, to change the way I think about things. It has changed my heart. I heard men and women, even men, who would get heartbroken, who would say, you inspire me. And I realized, wow, I don't know these people. Yet I'm able to change something about the way they see things, the way their disposition in life. So I said, so that's going to be my mission, no? I'm going to change one heart at a time. So I hope I get to touch hearts in this room as I continue my talk. So what this whole experience, including my counseling, has taught me. So I talk about, I don't want to be a victim. And you know what a victim is like? Parang feeling mo kawawa ka parate. You're like, you deserve to be vindicated. You deserve justice. You need to be redeemed. My counselor told me, oh, because I still tell him, sabi niya, gusto mo pa ba mag-asawa after that has happened to you? I said, oh yeah, definitely. Next year, why not? But I said, I still want to get married. It's still a dream I still hold in my heart. At the age of 40, I don't care. I see myself really growing old with someone. No? So I said, yeah, so let me get there. I don't care anymore what age I'll get there. So he said, okay, we go through this process. So first, he asked me to enjoy being alone. And I said, oh yeah, that's easy. But really, I have to eat in a fancy restaurant, in a hotel. I have to watch a movie alone. Everything alone. I go to the mall, I get my hair cut, I go to church, everything you have to do alone. Until I realized the second lesson. When you realize that you're the best person to date, then you know you've already done your self-love. Some people would say many things they don't like about themselves, right? And because you keep saying that, you attract people who are also like that. So I was in that stage for a very long time. And I said, oh, no more now. I have to really date myself. Literally, that's what the counselor told me. Date yourself. So imagine eating in a hotel, neatly dressed, by myself. I'm sure people walking by, such a loser, eating by yourself. Tapos nagsasalita ako mag-isa. Dilo ka lang. No? As if may ka-date. No, but I had to really endure that moment. Watching movie, everything I had to do by myself. So it was, until I realized, okay, I don't need to be around people. I don't need someone to validate my existence or, remind me of my value. I think if I am a guy, I would date myself. So that was the second lesson I had to learn. And then I learned about codependence. Do you know what codependence is? Codependence from the word itself is when everything about you is dependent on another person. So I shared with you earlier, no? I hope this story and the way I've done a lot of speaking engagements. I've been invited to different groups, even to companies. I even went to some colleges, I went to Saint Scholastica and Assumption in Manila. Because their teachers there, their professors would want me to reach out to women that you don't need the world to validate who you are. So that's my mantra now, and that's my mission, to really heal and change one heart at a time. A year and a few months after that, unexpectedly, I got into another relationship. So, where is he? There. No? So, he's also from Accenture. Hindi ako nadadala. Gusto ko ulit taga-Accenture, diba? Ganun ako katigas ng ulo pa, sorry. And this guy, when we were dating, didn't know what happened to me. Until I was asked by a friend, Lindsay, alam mo ba, when I was introduced in the office, people were frowning. They were like, may kapalit na si Lindsay, ibig sabihin hindi na talaga siya babalik. So they were quite unhappy that I was on board. So if things were so perfect for you in Cebu, why did you leave? And I was with we were still dating the time. I said, oh, you didn't know? Okay, so this is what happened to me. And Paolo, his name, is like, what? that happened to you, really? So, Lord, mag-back out na naman ba to? Decline na naman ba? Decline invite? But he said, you're an amazing woman. Where's the camera? I'm an amazing woman. So, he said, no, and that just happened last year. You never exuded any negative vibe at all. And said, for somebody who went through that, you're the best person to date. And that was my goal, right? That was one of my dreams. I should be the best person to date. And so, sige, tayo na. So that was it. That was all I needed. And then we got together. Pa, please, close your ears. So we got together and it's been a beautiful 26 months. And this time, people would ask you, so kailan kayo magpapakasal? Gusto ko silang batukan. Hindi ba kayo nadala? Diba? So I had to I'm okay, I take my time, I'm happy. My career is thriving, I've been to places, I have to do a lot of things. And I don't need to plan it anymore, right? I just need to let it happen as it happened. And things are more beautiful that way. So that's what really, if I'm going to take a reward from the pain I had to go through, this is one of those best rewards. So I know that, is my message telling you that don't get married or don't hope for love to happen? No, not at all. In fact, a friend told me, said, Lindsay, I'm so happy you never got traumatized. I mean, you decided to give love another chance. I said, oh gosh, I have so much love. I come from a very loving family. If you're my friend, you know that. No, I have so much love to give. Sayang naman, di ba? Ang daming gwapo na kailangan ng maganda. So, why not make that match? So, no, I don't get traumatized. I just pray. I just pray. There are things that are beyond my comprehension. There are things that are beyond my power, obviously. I cannot put it always in a planner and say this has to happen at this time. So I just continue to pray every day that you grant me the grace to go on. When things don't go my way, put me back in place, Lord. Put me back in place and remind me, wag ka nang matigas ang ulo. Did you see that famous picture of mine on Facebook? There, it's so beautiful, right? That was my Halloween makeup. I don't know what they wanted to quote here, but I think Paolo commented in one of my, hindi ko siya nakikita, in one of my posts. It's okay to make a man work a little, for your affection because you're worth it. So that's one of, dati parang I always have to be the one giving it, right? Kailangan ganun ang magandang girlfriend, ganun ang mabait na girlfriend. And now, I decided I deserve it too, right? So that's how I do the circle of love for that. Paolo and I, we were here last month. And believe it or not, nagkasalubong sila ng ex ko sa E-Block. Diba? Ako yung parang masusuka sa sobrang kaba. Sabi ko, love, alam mo ba nakasalubong mo siya? Oh, talaga? And he's a very good man. Paolo's a very nice man. Sabi ko, oo, sabi niya. Asan na? Huwag mo na puntahan. Hindi, alam mo, sasabihin ko sa kanya, pare, thanks for backing out, You make me the very happiest man. So I'm like, heart. Hindi ko sinabi, Lord, bigyan mo ka ng lalaking papakiligin ako, I probably didn't ask for that specifically, but it happened, So would it end up to something grand? I don't know. I really don't know. I just continue to pray. Okay, so let me share with you. I spoke about a couple of lessons in life that I had. Don't be a victim. So, it's okay to get help. You have so many friends in your family around you, but ultimately, I have to put into writing what were my best lessons in life as I go through this journey. This is not the end of it. I'm still in this journey. I still pray for healing every day. So now I believe that there's a dedicated, planned, and orchestrated time for everything. It's even in the Bible. Like, may time kailan ka, diba? There's a time to eat. There's a time to sleep. There's a time to be with friends, with your family. There's a time to pray. Everything. So why be in a hurry? If you want something to really happen for you, why be in a hurry? So every time I'm like in a rush, and you know what it's like in Accenture, diba? You're always against time. So I have to keep reminding myself that Lindsay, take it easy. There's always a planned time for everything. Second, focus on self-love. So it has to sit well rightfully with you first. Diba? Hindi siya pwedeng, if you say yes to other people, it feels wrong, uncomfortable. It's like, it has to be so, you have to feel good about it. Yeah? So I believe that it's one of the best things I have learned in this experience. Like, I had to, what's my journey to self-love? I had to start eating healthy. I have to start living healthily. I used to be in, drinking and all that. So, and I was eating unhealthily, and also I had to start doing a lot of things that would be good for me. Trauma is an excuse to get stuck in a situation. And it's oftenly used. Ayoko niyan kasi na-trauma na ako dyan. Or I don't want that kasi na-trauma na ako dyan. And you notice when you say yun na-trauma ka dyan, there's a very slight part in you that you really want to try it again. Parang kahit sinasabi mo na trauma ka na, you still entertain the thought. And so I said, so why use trauma? It's just an excuse to say, I don't want to get there anymore. Instead of saying, bring it on. You can do better next time. Codependency is a serious and life-threatening disease. I am saying that, and I'm going to be very honest in sharing this to this crowd. When I was going through that codependency journey, I had suicidal attempts. It's not good. It's not easy. My dad knows that. So it was ugly. Parang you keep giving and giving and it's not even enough. So I said, enough. This is what codependency is all about. I am graduating from that. Life is not fair. You all agree? It happened to me. It's not fair, right? And nobody deserves to go through that. And when you go through bad things and you'd say, hindi siya fair, it's not fair, it's not fair. You have to believe, well, life is not going to be fair, ever. But it doesn't mean it's ugly. Yeah, you always try to see the silver lining, right? If I'm happy that it happened to me, oh yes. Did I like what happened to me? The way I am standing here in front of you now, I'd say yes and yes all over again. That is my silver lining there. And I told you, up to this date, I don't have answers. Not an explanation, not a sorry, nothing. But why am I okay? I decided I cannot get all my answers, and that's okay. Thank you, Accenture.